Today we are learning new maths vocabulary. A new maths word that we are learning today is coordinates. So coordinates are a set of values that show an exact position. So in this example, we have, the values would be the letters down the bottom which go along the horizontal line, which are also known as the x-axis. So the x-axis, and we also have the numbers that go vertically up this line, which are another value, which are on the y-axis. So these two values help to show the exact position of an object. For this instance, it would be the objects that are on this graph. So if we were to look at this orange here, we are finding the coordinates that show us the exact position of this orange. So the first thing you need to do when you're finding the coordinates is you need to find the coordinates first on the x-axis, so the one on the horizontal line down the bottom, which in this case is the letters. So we're going to go down where the orange is. We can see that the first coordinate is the E. Okay, now the second coordinate or value would be the number that's on the y-axis, so the vertical line. So let's go across from the orange, and we can see that the second value of the coordinate is 4. So the coordinates of the orange would be E4. So you need to always do the value that's on the x-axis first, so the one down the bottom. You need to find the apple or the coordinates of the apple and the torch. So here's the apple, this is the apple, here is a strawberry. So you don't want to do that one. The apple and the torch, here's the torch here. So they're the two objects you need to find the coordinates for. So remember to do the coordinates from the x-axis first and then the y-axis. Now another place you may have seen coordinates before is on a map. So in geography during term 3 at the start when we were at school, we were doing geography and looking at a map of Victoria, and that map also had coordinates as we were pinpointing the different cities and major cities and rivers, as well as some mountains as well. So I've come to the Maths is Fun dictionary and I've searched up the word coordinates. So the Maths is Fun dictionary has given me a definition of what coordinates are and a small example here. If I scroll down the bottom, there is actually an activity for you to complete if you have time. So what you have to do is you have to find the coordinates of these listed things at the side. So it says 3 palms. So I can see that there's 3 palms here. So what you need to do is to find the coordinates for the things on the list. For the barracuda, the pirate. Remember, if you do this, you need to write the x-axis value first, which is down the bottom here, and then followed by the y-axis value, which is to the side here. If you have time, you complete this activity. If not, that's okay. Another new maths word that we are learning today is pairs. So pairs, which is on question 5 of your worksheet today. So pairs are a set of 2 things used together. So 2 things. So pair equals 2. An example of a pair is a pair of shoes. Or another example could be a pair of socks or a pair of gloves, as long as they're 2. Triple. So triple equals 3. So we look at this tri, so T-R-I means 3, so tri. So an example of this could be triangle, because a triangle has 3 sides. Another example could be tricycle, because a tricycle has 3 wheels. Quadruple. So quadruple equals 4. And if we look at the quad here, so Q-U-A-D, that means 4. So an example of this is quadrilateral, which is a shape with 4 sides. So an example is a square. A square is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. Another example could be a quad bike. A quad bike has 4 large wheels. So when you are completing this question, you need to find the 2 pairs. So these are pairs because they have 2 numbers. So 2 numbers, 2 numbers, pairs, 2 numbers. So each of these selections below all have 2 numbers, which means pairs. So the question asks you to select the pairs that add to 20. So the 2 numbers, add to 10, not 20, add to 10. So the 2 numbers need to add to 10 when they're added together, okay? There may be more than one pair. So you need to look at the numbers carefully. You need to remember your pairs to 10 as hints to be able to find out which pairs add to the number 10. So look at the pairs closely. Another new maths word that we are learning today is millimeters. So millimeters is a common unit of measurement and it can be found on your ruler. So millimeters are a smaller measurement than centimeters and meters. So if we have a look here, I have my ruler. Now this side is centimeters, there we go. And then these little or really small lines are millimeters. So in every centimetre, so there's 1 centimetre there, so in every centimetre there is 10 millimetres. So when you are trying to work out what the millimetres are when you are measuring, I always remember counting by tens helps me when trying to get the millimetre measurement. So if 1 centimetre is actually 10 millimeters, then if it's going to go up by tens each centimeter. It also helps me to put a 0 at the end. So this means at 1 centimeter it's 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, 40 millimeters, 50 millimeters, 60 millimeters, 70 millimeters, 80 millimeters, 90 millimeters, 100 millimeters. So adding that 0 on the end of the centimeter really helps me. So that means this ruler, go all the way to the end, is 40 centimeters, but add the 0 on the end, it is also 400 millimeters because there is 10 millimeters in every centimeter. If your measurement was to land in between one of the numbers and you want to record it as a millimeter, you then look at the number or the numbers it was between. So for example, if my measurement was 7.5, so this half point here, if you can see it, in between the 7 and the 8, it would be 70, and then you'd count by ones. So 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. So that measurement in millimeters would be 75, not 7.5, because 7.5, that's centimeters. Instead, it's 75 millimeters. So they are your new maths words for today. So what I want you to do after you have finished your weekly revision set on Maths Online, I would like you to choose one of the new maths words that you have learnt today, and I want you to verbally explain it. So you can either take a video of yourself explaining one of the new maths words, or you could even voice record yourself explaining one of the new maths words. Make sure you do this though, and make sure you post it to Seesaw for your teachers to see.